been consistent for the past 8 years of my life, committed to the ANC, and I have fought battles in this place. I came out being successful, and we've managed to make the ANC a brand. I will do nothing to injure the image of the ANC. Look, I did not do any undercover political deal. Now, here's the thing. During the lockdown, well, I received a call from one of the political leaders within the opposition, Honorable Yuri. He called me, young man, I admire your stance on political issues. I follow your articles you write on the social media and sometimes on Front Page Africa because they help me to publish some of my articles. And I like it. I want us to be friends. So I'm like, hoping you are the chairman of the collaborating political parties. So if you will leave your youth chair to call me and commend me on my brilliance, it's something that, you know, I must commend as an individual. So we had a talk. And then we talk about some other things and basic things. And he expressed to me how he wanted to establish the CPP youth under his chairmanship before the transition. So we had it going in a very smooth dialogue. After that dialogue, let me say this to you. Look, listen to me. Fly out of the country to go where? You go to any of the airlines, my name is not there. Check all of the airlines in this country, my name is not there. Check the passport division. My ordinary passport has expired. The only passport I have valid is my official passport. And you know I can go on scholarship with my official. You know, and later on, the old man tell me that, oh, man, you know, I want you to join my political party. It's a proposal. I want you to join my...
It's a sunny day in Monrovia, Liberia, folks. Today is Monday. Today is the 20th day of March. The year remains 2023. What a pleasant way to welcome you to another edition of the Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. We are the official voice of Atlantic Broadcasting Corporation. We are beaming live and direct from the corner of Brown Buchanan Streets in the nation's capital, Monrovia. Good afternoon. My name is Theophilus. I'd love to say welcome to the Hard Talk on ABC Radio. We are striving for peace and harmony. My colleague will join me later on during the course of the program. Anthony Jiffan is en route to the studio. But today is the official start of the biometric voter registration exercise across the country. And ABC Radio visited several voter registration centers in central Monrovia. Our reporter will join me shortly as we talk about some of the things observed at those centers. Then at 4:20 this afternoon, folks, we have Mr. Evans Buematuku, National Secretary General of the Youth Congress of the Opposition Unity Party, joining us as guest on the first segment of the show. We talk about some developments at the level of the Unity Party Youth Congress. We talk about the ongoing voter registration exercise as well. We talk about the upcoming October elections and the chances of the Opposition Unity Party as we approach the October 10 polls in our country. And so then at 5:05, we will take a break. Following that, our Judicial Bureau Chief, talking about ABC Radio Judicial Bureau Chief Stephen Roberts, will join us on the second and final lap of the show as we talk about the judiciary. As you may know, today was the official opening of the March term of all civil law courts across the country. And so that will be our second set of discussion on the show today. Invite a friend to come on because this edition of the program promises to be great. It promises to be interactive and, of course, entertaining. Those of you driving, take it easy as you head to your various destinations. Watch out for pedestrians and, of course, abide by all of those rules and regulations governing the traffic. Avoid using the shoulders of the road. Just stay in the queue if there's a queue and just move easily. Go home in peace and not pieces. Let's take a break and Following the break, we'll bring on Princess Kamara, our reporter who toured various voter registration centers on today to just bring us up to speed with what she observed as a reporter covering or following activities as far as the voter registration exercise is concerned today. Welcome back to Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. My name is Theo Willem. Of course, we have with us a reporter who toured various registration centers on today in the country. Let's bring us up to speed quickly before we take our guest on the first section of the show. Having said that, let me welcome Princess Tamara. Princess, how are you today? Good to have you.
Thank you, Theo. It's a pleasure. And then, like you rightly stated,
Mhm.
that have to do with the registration process.
Yeah.
On today, at early by 8 o'clock, the team were posted at various centers
Mhm.
to observe the process,
All right.
how the citizens came over to carry on to apply their constitutional rights
Mhm.
by going to be get registered. So on today, right, we visited the Buchanan Street, the AGM.
Was that your first stop?
Yes, because it's closer to my area here. So
Yes.
we firstly stopped at the how do you call it, AGM school. When we got at the AGM school, we noticed the turnout was huge.
All right.
We had over 100 plus people all in the queue preparing to go and get registered.
All right.
So when we talk to some of them, what happens? They complain about the process. They said the camera was just one, that which also caused some delay because there were people who have been on the queue for ever so long, and they even complained. So they were like urging the National Elections Commission to come over and increase the camera. Maybe some said maybe like two cameras that will, speed up the process.
All right.
And then we had the first time voters, most of whom were like females, and then few just few males.
All right.
And then they said that they needed NEC needed to do more awareness
Mhm.
on the entire process, because for some of them they have not had the opportunity to really understand the meaning of this entire voter registration.
All right.
So it was something challenging for them,
Mhm.
because when I talked to a girl, she's in the AGM school, 12th grader, she's a first time voter. So she stated that the entire process has been challenging because she just don't have any idea on what the process is like. So she said that NEC needed to do more awareness in communities, reach out to the people, especially the first time voters. So once they have the full understanding on the entire process, I think that would have been easier for them today.
I'm sure you're talking about civic voter registration
Yes, that's the civic, which is
education.
biometric.
Okay, so
So
still with AGM, that is just right
yeah,
before our broadcast
and then we
facility.
went further as far as to the Kerry Street
Before you go to
area.
Kira Street, let me ask you, Princess.
Okay.
Let's talk about security at AGM, where you started from.
Yeah.
What did you observe in terms of security?
In terms of security, actually everybody was just doing their own thing. What am I trying to say? You could see people in the queue not going the right way. Let me be honest.
I'm
There
talking about
were
the presence of LMP officers,
Yeah, I saw.
immigration.
Yeah, I saw
Did
females.
you notice
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. But on it, how they call it, being in order, there were some people just complaining that the line is not moving. There are people who just even left the queue. They said they were tired because they are not understanding the workers. What are they doing?
Okay.
Some of them even complain that the moment they said it takes like 10, 15 minutes before one person leaves. So they have to just get out of the queue. And then while walking towards the Kira Street,
Mhm.
we had some other interviews with citizens who were passing.
Okay.
So when we asked them, some of them were like, oh, okay, we're going to register, but right now we are going to do our normal businesses or our business site. So after our business, we are over with our regular stuff, then definitely maybe we will go there. But the turnout was okay. Honestly, there were people who really came today.
At AGM.
Yeah, at AGM.
So
Even up to Center Street, there were people who the turnout was okay.
when did the center open at Center Street?
For what I learned, some people say it was 8 o'clock, some people said 7, some people said 9. So
Alright.
honestly, we never had the opportunity to really talk to the workers because they were all busy. So we just spoke with few people, and then what they told us, that was just it. Because
you
they have
mentioned-
been there for in the morning.
You mentioned Center Street as your first stop. I
Yeah.
mean AGM, sorry, your first stop.
Yeah.
Center Street, your second stop. Where did you go next?
From the Carey Street.
Carey Street?
Yeah.
And what did you observe as well?
Oh yeah, the turnout was the same as compared to that of the Buchanan Street. And the same people, complaining. You have people to not understanding. Oh, I know since today, that's why I said the process just, little bit soft and not going like before. Like,
So let's go on to your final stop. Where did you end the entire observation?
okay, after I left from the Center Street coming back, I also stopped again right at the Buchanan Street with the CAG
All right.
because there were sites everywhere. People were going by their normal business and doing normal things. So we came back and then we noticed that the queue was still the same, like nothing happening.
Okay.
So and then one of the things too that really got my attention have to do with the entire process. I think the biometric is the first kind.
Okay.
And I don't know how well the workers have understood the training that were given to them, what they inquire from that of the NEC. So maybe these are some of the things because some other people stress that whether they were ready trained because if you come out to do a piece of job and knowing that maybe somebody just stopped by to do their process and go back to work, it's once it's done faster, I think they put more time, it speed up the job. That's it.
All right, Princess. Thank you ever so much for the updates. It was a pleasure having you on.
Okay. Thank you, Theo.
Thank you very kindly. Well, Princess Kamara is our reporter here at ABC Radio, just giving us an account of what she witnessed today at some of the centers she visited as far as the voter registration is concerned. Very shortly, folks, we'll usher in our guest on the first segment of the show as we talk about other issues. But let me also bring you up to speed as well with some of those things I observed today. I did a tour as well. I started off at the Matela Nipot High School. And at the Matela Nipot High School, I was informed that the center opened at 9:30 this morning as a result of power. According to them, they are using the solar panel. And so it took some time to have it charged before they started working. And I also observed a slow turnout or low turnout. It started out at a very slow pace on today at Matela Nipot. I don't know what it is now. And then I later on moved to the Monrovia Demonstration Public School. And then I was informed that the problem, there was ink. There was no ink to probably apply on those who went to register following the registration process. And so because of that, there was a delay. And the folks at NEC informed those who went to register that, well, you can go ahead with the registration and then tomorrow come back and pick up your identification cards or your registration cards. And so that sparked up serious debate on today. It was a bit heated at the Monrovia Demonstration School from my own observation as a reporter. And then later on, I move on to the St. Simon Baptist School, just along the Haile Selassie Avenue and Bassett community. Again, slow turnout or low turnout. And there was a bit of problem at the time. I was there with the internet. And so as a result of that, there was this delay again with the entire process. From St. Simon Baptist Church, I move on to G.W. Gibson. At Gibson, low turnout as well. The slow pace of the registration process continue. And one of the guys who were in the queue walked out to me and said, hey, there's a problem here. And I asked him, what is the problem? He said to me, the lady who is behind the computer, I've noticed that she's having some difficulty with spelling. And I said, are you serious? He said, yes. She's having some difficulty with spelling names such as Othello, Robertson, and all like that. I mean, those common names. At least we're talking about traditional names. Well, and then I managed to speak with the supervisor at that area. He told me, yes, indeed, it started off at a very slow pace due to some technical problems, but it was rectified later on. And so they were on course and the process was going on. And then he said, because it was the first day, and so we should give it a try and see what happens tomorrow and days to come, you know. And then my final stop, AGM, yes, the guys were in queue, like Princess mentioned, slow as well. And I just concluded the tour right at AGM and then came up to the studio to do the program. So I'm just giving you a roundup of what I actually observed today as far as the process is concerned. But let's bring the voice of the chairperson of the National Elections Commission, Madam David Elton Brown Lassanan, about the awareness of this voter registration exercise that started on today. Let's take a few minutes and listen to the chairperson of NEC. Following that, we'll usher in our guests and begin the conversation on the show today.
The big day we have been waiting for is finally here, March 20, 2023. On this day, the National Elections Commission begins the biometric voter registration, which will end on 11 May 2023. Let me also say that voter registration starts from 8 in the morning to 5 p.m. daily, Monday to Monday, for a period of 21 consecutive days, beginning with the first 6 counties of Bomi, Bapolu, Grand Bassa, Grand Cape Mount, Margibi, and Montserrado in phase 1 of the voter registration exercise. Let me also say that NEC will open all of the 1,065 voter registration centers in phase 1. Please bear in mind that while we start voter registration in all of the counties just named, voter registration will be conducted in phase 2 in the counties of Bong, Grand Jita, Grand Cru, Lofa, Maryland, Nimba, River Cess, River G, and Sino counties. That will be done on April 21st and will end on 11 May 2023. Let me also inform you that NEC will open all of the 1,015 voter registration centers in the counties I've just named for a period of 21 consecutive days in phase 2. Please also note that the entire voter registration exercise for the entire country runs from 20 March to 11 May 2023. Voter registration prepares the voter to vote on election day by issuing you a voter's ID card only to Liberians 18 years and above. So please come out, register, keep your voter registration card so you can vote on 10th October 2023 in the presidential and legislative elections. Remember, elections is everybody's business. I thank you.
Yes, and of course, elections is everybody's business. That's why we are just here to talk about elections in our country. We started out with the voter registration exercise that is ongoing, that started on today. Well, we'll talk more as the process continues across those counties: Bomin, Bassa, Cape Mount, Margibi, and Montserrat counties. Well, let's bring in our guest now. He's already here, somewhere around the corridors of this facility. Let's bring in our guest, and then we begin a conversation. Just remain where you are. Invite a friend to listen as we move along the hard talk this afternoon on ABC Radio 105.1. This break. to Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. We are the official voice of Atlantic Broadcasting Corporation. We're beaming live and direct from Broad and Buchanan Streets, downtown Monrovia. Well, let's welcome our guest. He's the National Secretary General of the Youth Congress of the Opposition Unity Party, Evans Bwematuku. Welcome to ABC Radio.
Thank you.
How are you today? Good to have you.
I'm okay. Good to be here as well.
And let me thank you for accepting the invitation at a very short notice. I want to commend you on that.
Thank you. We are available at every time.
So how's the Unity Party Youth Congress? To begin the conversation, how is the Youth Congress?
Well, the Unity Party Youth Congress is good.
All right.
Moving strong. In totality, the party itself is good. And we are on course. We're moving strong. And our technicians work, putting all of the strategies and mechanisms into place as we move to the election.
And how is your standard bearer, Ambassador Walker?
It's very much pretty okay.
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 All right, great. And so I'm told you guys are doing something new as far as the voter registration is concerned. For the sake of our audience, just bring us up to speed. What is that? What are you doing as a Congress of the Unity Party, Youth Congress of the Unity Party?
Well, firstly, the Congress of the Unity Party, as part of our political strategies for the ongoing electoral processes, we are very much cognizant of the fact that there are calendar of events and timetable to all of the activities coming from the National Election Commission. So, in line with the timetable in the calendar of event of the National Election Commission, we also plan our activities as a Congress, and we are in execution of our activities. So what we did was we 2 Fridays ago launched a national voter registration awareness in keeping with the calendar of event timetable of the National Election Commission. And then at that same venue, we also launched the cadre unit of the Unity Party. There is
What kind of unit?
a cadre unit.
All right.
The cadre units.
Okay.
There are some young people who were recruited as cadre of the party. After their recruitment, we officially launched it to the public. The cadre unit of the Unity Party, we launched it to the public. And then we turned them over, that batch of young people was turned over to the vice chair or membership recruitment and mobilization of the Unity Party, Comrade Veteran Youth Leader Warwick Bryan, and subsequently he trained those batch of young people over to the national chairman, the secretary of the Unity Party, a full-fledged member of the Unity Party. On that same day, the voter registration awareness was launched. So we launched a voter registration awareness, and then there is a follow-up strategies after the launch of the voter registration awareness. We are aware and very much cognizant of the fact that elections preparations are done around voter registration, moving to campaign, and subsequently election. So we too try to catalog our activities surrounding all of these events and going on in line with the calendar event of the National Election Commission. So on today, as all of us are aware that our country have officially started the voter registration exercise today. And there was a new addition to the voter registration exercise. That's the biometric aspect of the voter registration exercise. Many of our people are illiterate to biometric processes leading to voter registration. Over the period, our country have not enjoyed the privilege to have had a biometric registration process going on. So most of our people are illiterate to them. So what we thought of doing was to further sensitize our people as part of our strategies, and to also help to mitigate the risk of having people being tired not to go into the process because of the process. Even at the National Election Commission, the NEC staffs themselves are finding it very difficult to adequately and fastly work with the equipment using the new system that was introduced So what we intend doing was the National Election Commission also said that it's this online registration, right? You can do a preliminary registration online, thereby filling in your form.
Okay.
After filling in your form, you will go for a fingerprint and that of the photo. Then they scan your information directly to the NEC system. So what we intend to do, we quickly thought of training some young people who will try to work in that direction, have some computers at various sites, or maybe 2 or 3 sites. We have 1 or 2 computers. Internet will be provided for them.
Okay.
Those forms, the online forms will be filled in faster. And as you proceed to the NEC staff, you will just have your information scanned, your photo taken, and then you have your finger being, marked. Then at least it is also our own strategy of how we can help our people who are illiterate to these processes, right? Because not many of them will have the patience. When you're dealing with 1 or 2 persons, the other person who feel that the previous, system that was used was more faster than this.
And we have limited time.
Yeah, we have limited time. So they get discouraged and they will want to leave the process. Those are mechanisms and strategies put into place so as to have many people not registering. Then our guys, opposite Lone Star here will feel that they will have the edge. But obviously, we've on top of our game.
You and other members of the Youth Congress tour various registration centers on today. In a nutshell, just bring us up to speed. What were some of the things you observed as far as the process is concerned?
Well, quite frankly, I just told you one of the major observations.
In fact, how many centers you visited on today?
I might not say, I cannot sit here and be very fatigued about how many centers.
All right.
But what I can say to you here is we visited the 17 electoral districts in Mosorado County.
All right.
My chairman and I visited the 17 electoral districts in Mosorado County on today. We started as early as 6 o'clock this morning. First thing we did was I took charge of the data of our youth leaders across the 17 electoral districts. I placed those reminder calls to all of our youth leaders that it is about time that you have your party agents placed, to various polling centers, to various centers, NEC centers, so that to have them following up the process and giving us those irregularities, those discrepancies they will observe as a feedback to us, so we know how to counter those feedbacks.
So that means you have your men posted at various centers.
Yeah, so we placed those calls as early as 6 p.m. this morning. Thereafter, by 8 o'clock, we did another follow-up call, and at which time we were getting a positive feedback as to the deployment of all of our party agents to various registration centers. So I can say here to you, for fear and favor, that across the 17 electoral districts, all of those registration centers, in all of those districts, we have our party agents. Unlike some of those sites, the restriction there was that you cannot have 2 at a time. You have 1. Later on, they can substitute the person when the person is tired off. So, but some of the areas who have bigger space, and then the 2 were there at a time. So we managed to have gone through the entire country today. We visited barely all of the districts. When I was I was on my way here, my chairman was also making the final follow-up, the round of final follow-up, and he went through District 13 to come through the Ghana of all of those districts here after proceed to the national headquarters.
Great. This is just the first phase of the entire electoral process. We have the big one coming up in October this year, which will be D-Day. Let's know from you, Boyman, how robust is the National Youth Congress of the Opposition Unity Party as we approach these elections?
Well, we are very, very much robust. But for our school of thought, our relativity, being robust is relative. Our relativities come in, we are robust in terms of logics, we are robust in terms of ideas, we are also robust physically. Mind you, the neutrality law of motion says to every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. And the way the action comes, that's how we respond.
What do you mean?
I'm saying
you want to get involved with violence?
I am not getting involved with violence, but there will be equally an opposite reaction to every action.
You think that's the best way to proceed as we move forward or move towards these elections?
Well, what I can say to you is our colleagues who are so desperate to retain themselves in power, they feel that those tactics about putting fear in people will be the tactics for them.
Are you aware that we all have to protect the peace we all enjoy today?
We've been protecting the peace. You are aware that we've been protecting the peace. There are a lot of things that were done to us under this regime.
No,
that
you are
push
citing
us.
the Newton Taylor Law of Motion.
Obviously.
That's why I'm asking you whether you are aware that you have a responsibility as well to protect the peace.
I am aware. I've attended a series of workshops, and those peace messages were preached to us, and we committed to upholding the peace in this election.
Can we say is that a plan of the Unity Party?
It is not. It is the plan of the Congress, not the Unity Party. The Unity Party supersedes the Congress. It is the plan of the Congress. The Congress is the most vibrant arm, is the most the most receptive and the most interactive arm of the Unity Party. So obviously, we are not going to sit there. In our last press conference, we informed the international community as a Congress. We informed the world, informed Liberians at large that we are in possession of a kill list. And going forward, we are going to provide security.
Kill list?
Obviously, there is a kill list by the government.
From where?
There is a kill list.
I mean,
our intelligence bureaus.
That woman, that is a huge allegation. Let's be serious here.
I am very serious.
Kill list?
I am very serious.
You want to read out the list for me? Where did you get the list from?
I have published a press release. In that press release, we inform the international community, we inform the world, we inform Liberians that indeed there are targeted group of people who are reduced into a kill list.
Who are targeted
those
lists, people in your voice?
And we have those lists in our possession. When time comes, when the real time comes, we try to call those names and people attached to those kill lists.
How many persons on your list you talking about?
We got up to 13 to 15 persons.
Where did the list come from?
Where? I just told you our intelligence bureau. Where we have them in our possession. And mind you,
how authentic is that list?
Very, very much authentic. Very much authentic. And I'm saying to you here that going forward, we intend to provide security for all of our political actors.
From the way you're speaking, I'm afraid, boy man. I'm afraid. From the way you're speaking, you sound.
Afraid what?
I mean, that's why I ask you whether you're aware that you're supposed to also help to protect the peace.
I'm aware. There are more responsibility on government to protect the peace as compared to us. Do you also know that? The responsibility is on the shoulder of the government to protect this peace more than us. Do you know that?
Why would the government want to kill people, you think?
Desperation. To retain power. You see that? There are a lot of secret killings around here.
Who are those on the list?
There are a lot of secret killings.
Who are those?
I'm interested now in giving you lists of people who died. I'm not interested in giving you the list of those who died.
You talk that is an allegation, huge allegation against the government. I want to show proof. Who are those mentioned on that list? You said 13 persons on the list.
So is this the code?
No, just tell me for the sake of the audience.
Why would you want me to show proof here? You want the guys to re-strategize? You want the guys to re-strategize?
Are you serious?
I'm very serious. I'm very serious, Theo. And going forward, we are going to provide security protection for all of our political actors, key political actors in opposition. We have the men to do that.
I see no reason or reasons why the government want to go after people and kill them, as in your words.
You see no reason why
President we have said on many occasions that he's a peaceful man.
You see no reason
he has
why?
no blood stain on his hands.
You see no reason why? President we have given us literature over the period. There's no actuality to the literature he's giving over the period. Just giving us literature. Obviously,
literature.
All of the secret killings that have going on in this country is linked to him. That's literature.
Those are all allegations, Burma. They've not been proven beyond all
You
reason.
You can consider them allegations.
I don't want us to dwell on allegations.
No, you are a journalist. You can consider
as you speak, provide the facts.
You are a journalist.
As you speak, provide the facts.
You can consider them allegations. One of the facts I could provide you about secret killing, the recent killing of the Yana Boy Association president. The video footage, we got the footage. The footage we got was on new car hitting and running away, another person picking up and talking to JFK. The person who picking up the JFK up to today, we don't know who carrying him to JFK.
So what happened with that?
We have some of the footage there.
Who do you think is behind that?
We just told you.
Is it the government again?
We just told you that people are mysteriously dying.
Okay.
Government is responsible for the mysterious killing.
Moving forward, let's talk about the upcoming elections. Generally, how prepares the Unity Party to unseat the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change? Do you think your party is well suited to steer the affairs of this country again?
Well, we are not just suited, but well situated to steer the affairs of this country. We've done it before. We can do it again. We are on record for providing good government, a better governing system to our people. Unlike people who felt that the Unity Party have had a 12 years route, they felt that there would have been a change of government. This is the reason why this calamity is on us today. And they say, yeah, it's a calamity. It's a mistake. It's a serious mistake to us. It's a calamity. So I do not blame our people, and we now want to shift the blame on our people. Our people felt that United Party have ruled already for 12 years. They needed to have given a space to another group of people. But interestingly, the space was given to the wrong group of people.
Do you think
it is an irony to have a country called Liberia with all of the brilliant people who went to election, and all of the brilliant people were denied election, and rather Mr. Weah was elected as president?
do you think Ambassador Bwaka should be given a chance to lead this country
Obviously.
as head of state?
Yeah.
What do you think he's best suited for the job?
Mr. Ambassador Bwaka is best suited for the jobs. Ambassador Bwaka is very much competent. He has this competency. He have had experiences into national government and the running of government. He has presided over the Liberian Senate. He has presided over LPNC. He has presided over the Agricultural Ministry and a lot more other areas. Ambassador Bwaka, in consultation with President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf then, did excellently well. They steered the affairs of this country excellently for the last 12 years.
Even though he claimed that they squander out of the opportunities.
Obviously, opportunities.
How do you reconcile that?
Opportunities will always be squandered. Opportunities will always be squandered.
So
now, let me say something.
I'm coming.
Let me say something.
You're coming. I'm coming.
Issue of opportunity.
I'm coming.
Yeah, let me say something. The issue of opportunity.
Just a minute. I'm coming. Just a minute. I know you're a very clever young man. There's a way you have this way of just dodging questions. Let me put it back to you, Tuku. Even though your standard bearer claimed those opportunities at the time when he was vice president of Madam Sirleaf were squandered, why do you think we should trust him now when they squander all of those opportunities in his words at the time?
So I just said to you that opportunities can be squandered, and there are a lot more that can be neutralized. In the case of the United Party in the last 12 years, the opportunities that came to the Unity Party, a lot more were neutralized and some were squandered. It's a crime. It's a crime imperatively for a leader to be very sincere. Ambassador Bwaka to have said to the Liberian people that during our 12 years of rule, there were some opportunities that were squandered.
What makes you think he will not squander as well if he's elected?
Every other leader, there will be an opportunity that will obviously be squandered. Because there is an opportunity.
Why should people squander opportunities?
Because there is an opportunity cost. Many a time you forego one thing for the other. In a given situation, in an event where the opportunity you are going for could give a better and direct inverse trickle down to the state and aid people, if we allow the other ones to be squandered. Those are opportunities that were also squandered. Some of the opportunities we claimed that were squandered were the very guys today who claimed to be official of government in the many of them were hired in other agencies around, ministries and agencies as consultants. Many of them were used with taxpayer money to go to school. And today, you can see them, they are of waste. Those are the opportunities that were squandered we're talking about. There are a lot more opportunities that were squandered.
Many persons have said Ambassador Bwaka has aged and he should just retire and just relax. Do you agree with that? Disagree or what?
Well, I want to strongly and categorically disagree. Yes, age comes with experience. The experience that Ambassador Bwaka comes with and brings to the table. There's no Liberian currently in our political dispensation. There's no Liberian currently that comes with that experience.
We're talking about energy here, Bwama.
What are we going to play?
Does he have the energy?
Are we going to play football?
Does he have the energy to cut across the 15 political subdivision?
Is it because we got one Bugatti Denzel that is always playing football? Are we going to play football in the executive mansion? No, we are going to play mind games.
That's not the issue. Does he have the energy to cut across the entire country? The 15 political subdivisions. I don't like to discuss
the issue of energy.
I mean, we have to talk about it. It's important.
Now, because we've been talking about it since 2014 when Ambassador Bwaka declared.
We'll continue to talk about it.
Even kill him since 2014 up to now, he has not died. People can't say that he has not died. So I don't like to buy into the issue of energy. No, you are not God. There are people who pray for him since 2014 to president. You know how many persons funeral he has spoken to? You know how many persons have died? They are buried? You know how many people? That man is an anointed man of God. He's a gift to this country. Let us go for Ambassador Bwaka. It's a gift to this country. He's on a rescue mission to rescue this country.
Let me ask you this question, Boyman, and I want you to be sincere about this. There is this news circulating around that Henry Costa, the popular talk show host, could just be the running mate to Ambassador Bwaka as we approach the elections.
I like the word you use. The key word in the question you just asked is circulation, right? There are a lot more news in circulation. So you care to also be very key about Jeremiah Kun.
Yeah, we have a
Are you also key?
we heard about.
Are you also
Yombi
care
Kanga
to
Lawrence.
be very key about Yombi Kanga Lawrence? Are you very key also to be key about Ellis Kumis? Are you also key to be key about Tiawon Gongolo? Why are you very so key? They are in circulation, right? Ambassador Bwaka is a people-centered leader. There are a lot more of the people outside of the Unity Party who equally support his presidential bid.
Ambassador Bwaka is yet to pick his running mate, and
Agree.
time is running out.
Agree.
Today was the start of the
Chief.
voter registration exercise.
Chief.
When will he do that?
Chief, there is that race where you say first to pick running mate, first to win. Right? There are consultations ongoing.
Is it that nobody yet to trust or what?
Why would you say that? They are more competent and capable Liberians. And one of them will be selected.
Who could be that?
I can sit there to tell you that. I am not Ambassador Bwaka.
In all fairness.
No,
But
I am
you
not.
are within the circle now.
I am
Perhaps you
within-
heard something.
Now listen, let me tell you, I am within the cycle. There is a law.
You're not clocked to speak.
There
to
is
that,
a law that guards the Unity Party, and Unity Party is governed by that law. Portion of that law that squarely talks about its functions, responsibility of the Standard Bureau, is squarely reserved that right for the Standard Bureau to select who his running mate is. And it also gave us the right to recommend. But recommendations can be made and be taken down. There are a lot more. So everybody see speculating around Henry Costa, Jeremiah Kun, Yombi Kanga Lawrence, Tiawo Gongolo, and the rest of the new, you can name them, are people who have recommended these people. So Ambassador Bwaka is looking through these recommendations, and obviously our choices
For how long? For how long?
It's not about how long. I just told you it's not already raised.
Time is running out.
I know, I'm aware.
Time is running out.
I'm
Are you aware?
I just told you we got the timetable in our possession. I'm
Mhm.
aware. It's not a running race as to who select first will win first. No, it's not a running race process. It's a mind game. It's a strategic, calculated playing and political games. Not a rushing.
What happens if Ambassador Bwaka don't win the elections in October? What will happen then? I mean,
Why the shoe is very much slim that he might not win. It's fasting. It's a fasting thing. But we are aware that we are only waiting in January of next year that Ambassador Bwaka be inaugurated as the next president of this country. If he doesn't win,
will he be willing to work with Ambassador or whoever wins?
but have Bwaka ever been a person who has not been waiting? Has he? Ambassador Bwaka have called this very judge here when he lost the election. He called him as a son. You don't know that too? You are a journalist. You also don't know that. You did not follow up with that. There were pieces of advice given. But mind you now, you can give Mr. Weir all of the pieces of advice. When the guys who wear the red barrel say, this is the way that they wear there, he will not go for those pieces of advice.
That is what you think.
So I wonder at times as to whether he got advice.
That is what you think.
I wonder.
We want to take some calls, but before doing that, let's talk about opposition unity as we approach the elections. I'm sure you agree with me that unity is keen as we move forward to elections. The opposition is divided. Am I correct? Am I correct on this one?
Is it a rhetorical question?
The opposition is divided. Are you aware of that?
Go ahead.
Are you aware of that?
Go ahead. Is it a rhetorical question?
No, I'm just asking you.
Theo, go ahead.
Do you know that the opposition is divided?
Theo, go ahead.
That is an open secret. I mean,
Theo, go ahead with your question.
so in the midst of that, how is it possible to win election with a divided house?
Now, I knew that you have asked this question, and I anticipated it, so I am prepared to answer this question. Now, I don't know when journalists or our colleagues of the Lone Star Cell or other people who do not support the presidential bid or other people who are independent outside of our politics says opposition is divided, a divided horse cannot win.
But that's a fact. You're aware of that.
Theo, will you give me a chance to answer the question?
No, I mean that's a fact. We have
Will
to
you give me a chance
say
to answer
it.
the question?
Go ahead. Go ahead. You are protected. Go ahead.
Now, when people says the opposition is divided, a divided horse cannot win, a divided this cannot do, I tend to wonder. So the only way you will know that opposition is not divided when Ellis Kumi and George go or Joseph Boga go together, only way opposition is not divided. We just had a joint press conference with several political parties, several that is about to go into a collaboration. Several political parties. So it's because Ellis Kumis and Bwaka. So everybody is opposition. Is that the only way that opposition will not be divided when Ellis Kumis and Bwaka come together? No. There are other opposition political parties. Seven. The Liberian People Party, the MDR, the Senior Female Party, the Greenbow Alliance, the Unity Party. And you can name them. You can name them. Seven of those political parties came together. A press conference was held at the headquarters of the Unity Party. Thereafter, it was followed up with a
so in your words, that is opposition unity, right?
Obviously.
Okay.
We do support. We support opposition unity. But what actually bothered me over the period, every time I go to interviews, people say opposition divided, opposition. They said that when Ellis Kumis and Bwaka is not together, the opposition divided. Is that your definition for division?
I mean, they are the two key major players in the opposition circle.
Yeah, is that your definition for division?
You're aware that they are the two key major players
Is that
in the
your
opposition
division?
circle.
Is that your definition for division?
No, you are aware of that. They are the two key major players. So
two key major players.
of course.
Two key major players.
Yeah.
What was Ellis Kumis winning the last election? I mean, key major player in opposition.
So you think he's
What was his
insignificant?
role? No, not discuss. I said that your definition for division.
No, you think he's
division.
insignificant, right?
No, he's not. But if you use the word two key players, there are other key opposition leaders. Yeah, also.
And you people are also fighting one another. Members of the Unity Party are also fighting. Members of the ANC all across social media. You young people are also fighting.
That's the beauty of democracy and politics.
So that is unity as well.
Young people who are over eager.
I see jobs all across Facebook.
Young people who are over eager, right? They say, I support you, I support Tuku. Obviously, there will be a divided positions or issues of national concern as it relates to the two of us. It is obvious. That's the beauty. In a very ANC, people can fight each other. In a very United Party, people can fight each other. What more about ANC and United Party? Obviously.
Okay.
It is obvious. It is politics. That's the beauty of politics. And it is the beauty of democracy as well.
To choose jobs.
Not jobs. To disagree with
young people fighting one another from both angles.
You journalists
Unity Party.
You journalists are interested.
I mean, we are following. We are following.
No, you journalists are interested.
And we are still following. We've been following. And we are still following.
We political people consider internal disagreement.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, internal disagreement.
Evans Boimatuku is the National Secretary General of the Youth Congress of the Opposition Unity Party. He's my guest on the first segment of the show. We're talking politics as well as the ongoing voter registration exercise across 5 counties, namely Bombing, Bassa, Grand Cape-Man, Margibi, and Mosrata counties. And so we want to take calls now. I'm not familiar with these numbers. Let me take a break and announce the numbers very shortly. Let me take this very quick break and announce the numbers for you to participate on the show. This break.
Member of the ANC. And being a member of the ANC does not in any way limit me from having discussion with anybody whatsoever. Anybody could have a discussion with me, but it's left with me as an individual to decide as to whether I want to decide to join a political party or not. I have not attempted for one given instance to leave the ANC and join other political party. You know why? One, I see the ANC as a legacy to me. Having the privilege as a young man to sit as an executive of the organizing committee of the ANC is a legacy that I don't want to erase at any given point of my historical soul.
Okay, so the numbers are 0777 105 100, 0555 105 100, and be live on the Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. Our guest is Evans Boimatuku, National Secretary General of the Youth Congress of the Opposition Unity Party. Let's take this very first caller on the line. Caller, yeah. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is true. I'm probably in a C1 section, but I'm ABC Radio in Babylon, C1.
Thanks for joining us. Please go ahead.
I think see as a historical function you are asking my brothers and church included, I let the way you answer in a historical function, almost like that. I think you don't need to come to the they might teach them this time. What will I do my sister, my brother, that's what I'm doing, right? So I need people with that. I don't want to talk too much. Thank you very much. I give my love to my family today.
Thank you very kindly for your participation. Let's stay with this line and take another caller. Good evening or good afternoon.
Theo, how are you?
Welcome. Is that Lawrence Spencer?
Yeah, thank you. This is Lawrence Spencer from the Autonomous National Congress.
Go ahead, Lawrence.
Yeah,
You're live.
listen to the young brother. He spoke well. He respect to a party leader, all of that. Honestly, I didn't want to call until he tried to discredit the weight Mr. Cummings comes with.
Lawrence, Lawrence,
Yeah.
I want you to just project your voice a little bit. Just increase the volume a little bit.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I said I have been monitoring your program.
All right.
Honestly, I just wanted to play the destiny role for now, but it's so interesting that a young brother still try to discredit the way Mr. Cummings comes with, and I bet the Unity Party for some time, when they try to exhibit a share arrogance, the false sense of, superiority, well, they feel they are more superior than other people. You don't do politics like that, though. Mr. Cummings came barely 16 months to the election in 2017 and got over 112,000 votes. And if you look up at default, some of the guys that were ahead of Mr. Cummings, like the less of Blansky, the less of Prince Johnson, who is now in the Greece again. So by default, Mr. Cummings is in a 10th place position already after the 2017 election result. Looking at also what Mr. Cummings has been doing across the country after the record, and I know they for a fact because I traveled Mr. Cummings to the land of Liberia. Then the 2017 election, he has been the only political leader who have visited all of the 15 sub-political divisions and gone to some villages that even the brother who they say been around forever and not been to. So for somebody to come to see and say the man is not going to key president or the man is not key, well, it's up to you.
Okay.
That's the reason the Unity Party for disintegrated the CPP and the left prematurely. So those of our people who say things we can go into any serious business with Unity Party because of their notion, I think they should think better. Let we all go to the process. We will emerge, to the second round, and then we can pick up from there. Thank you.
Thank you very kindly, Lawrence Spencer. Thanks for joining us on the show today. 0777-105-100, 0555-105-100 are the numbers to call and be live on Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. I'd like to talk about the ongoing voter registration exercise in your area as well. Your own observation. Let's know from you, coupled with some of the things my guests have said here on the show today. This caller will follow. Welcome. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Hello?
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm here for now. So, Brian, let's get down here.
Who took you for so clean and brought you District 7? Hello? Oh, honey power. Okay, all right. Thank you. We'll follow up on that. Thank you. Let me hold you there. The talking have started. Let me take another caller on this line. A caller here. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Theo Williams.
It's a pleasure. Good to have you on. Thanks for joining us.
My name is Adam Daniel, and I come from the UN Drive.
Avin Daniels, welcome.
Yeah, let me appreciate this evening for the talking point. Also, let me appreciate the Almighty God for pumping breath into us, our voice to be heard on your platform.
All right.
Theo, I think the guy from the other side, which is for the Unity Party, they are jokers. For the usual
Why do you think they are
Mr.
joking?
Cummings,
They are jokers.
yeah, for the usual state, before I look Mr. Cummings, because they said that at the time the 2017 election over, they lose balance totally. So they were finding means to gain back balance, the bloody political party around there. But then as soon as they win the want to receive the whole trial of Mr. Kumi. Now the way my trial Mr. Kumi is getting that. And the dream man is dying, so they buy the Kumi so they can give back momentum. But we are waiting for that come October 10. We're putting it on Mr. George Manor, we are remain the face of Liberia because get the border registration card, the one I use to find the people. See the one president we are giving us. We are computer last Africa. So tell the one I get wrong for country. You can waiting for them. Thank you.
Thank you very kindly for your participation. 0-777-105-100, 0-555-105-100 are the numbers, and you'll be live on the Hard Talk. This caller, good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. This is Rusty Womo, and I'm doing a transition of the evening.
Go ahead.
In the Bible, some of we see young people coming in studio and struggling with war.
What do you mean?
Studio girl, you know, I'm coming to the issue. I'm down to the issue. A studio girl who is how almost for rather than 17 election up to now. But said yet time, you cannot over the plenty of bad person. Then every time I say on a Jordan in my baka in your face coming. Can you imagine today the first day of voter registration up to now? The woman yet to me rap running me to we running to him. Okay? The order the opposition political party up to now. Today tomorrow, it's only having the old what you cannot call a running mate. What you afraid of? Are you afraid of running party? You are very really party that you cannot call a running mate up to now? They said, I need to remember. They remember we check put out number the two are not ready to put their video. Joe, you remember 2017, the same game, what did remember did not have the money to spend. The woman look was somebody who would spend the money for him. And you're not spend. Remember is very, mean to a chair on the business that unite all the final campaign.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very kindly. Let me hold you there and take another caller on this line. We'll take a few more calls, then we'll come back to our guest to just respond, and then we close up, take a break. And then on the second and final lap of the show, our Judicial Bureau Chief, the man Steve Roberts, will join us as we talk about the opening of the March term of all civil law courts across the country. 0-777-105-100, 0-555-105-100, and be live on ABC Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1, the official voice of Atlantic Broadcasting Corporation. This caller here, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. How are you as well?
I'm okay. I'm listening to your guest, but I think it's unfortunate because at the scripture stage of our political process, you asking him as to whether this has the ability to see this country, and what will he be on the table? Whether he cannot tell us anything important as what this man will be on the table. If people say, this man will be going to see the Liberian Senate, he cannot find any indicators that which are we Liberian can guarantee. So yeah, this man will be aspiring and do this for us as a country. So it's very unfortunate. All you tell her is that yeah, this man is one opportunity. Yeah, which always one opportunity. What is he bringing to the table to the Liberian people? That when we doesn't ask the next president of Liberia, they can make it different. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. We'll take two more callers, then we pause with the calls a little bit, and then go over to the studio guests to respond to some of the concerns from you, the callers. So 0-777-105-100, 0-555-105-100, and be live on ABC Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. Once again, the numbers are 0-777-105-100, 0-555-105-100, and you will certainly be live on the Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. My guest today is Mr. Evans Boimatuku, National Secretary General of the Youth Congress of the Opposition Unity Party. We've been talking about the ongoing voter registration exercise and some of the things they have in store as Youth Congress of the Opposition Unity Party, the upcoming elections in October. We talked about the chances of the Unity Party as well as we approach the elections. What have you to say? It is your time now to participate. Let's hear you on 0-777-105-100, 0-555-105-100, and be live on the show. Evans, let me come back to you. It seems like the callers want to relax a little bit. But you listen to the few calls. You listen to some of the concerns. Just respond quickly, and then we conclude.
Very well. Thank you. Very well. I listening to the concern from the public. But
somebody said you did not answer all of the questions regularly. You were just playing around,
The first concern came from a supporter of the ANC,
Lawrence Spencer.
He spoke about arrogance. Brother Spencer spoke about arrogance. So I don't know his definition of arrogance. To speak the truth is not considered arrogant. You, the very man who spoke about arrogance, you just shot yourself in the legs. You said, Mr. Cummings finished in 5th place. And there were 2 other persons in front of Mr. Cummings. Thereafter, we have now gone to election to have it tested. So it's arrogant to tell you that Mr. Cummings is not a top runner as you claim in the public. It's an arrogant? No, it's a mere fight. The Liberty Party, through Charles Bronski, back in 3rd place. The Liberty Party still have a political leader. Prince Johnson is still around. Who came in from Mr. Cummings? Is still around. When Bronski died. So you want to actually be the devil of Bronski as a numerical success to Ellis Cummings now for which you say, when we say the father he become arrogant? Yeah, I'm disappointed.
So you see what I was talking about? You young people from both sides.
I'm disappointed. It is a mere fight that until Mr. Cummings is tested to be a factor, he's still yet not considered a factor.
He's not a factor.
ANC people can interpret it whatever way. Yes. It is a mere fight, a complete fight. Okay. That he and Wash, that the 2017 statistics proof that he's not a factor. Until he can go to election and prove to us that he is a factor. He's not.
Okay.
If it is bringing the ANC people that ain't bringing it. Okay. It's a fight. Now the next thing is, the next concern was shocking. These are some of the people the Welle Power is talking about. Welle Power is the CEO of Washington Oil and Gas. She works for Billet.
The person said power. We don't know what it is.
That's Welle Power.
So we have to authenticate that.
Welle Power is the aspiring in district number 7.
Evans, we have to authenticate that. We have to verify that.
I am saying to you.
The person said power.
And the first thing the person said was, on the Baba office here, they say they want to add because when they get all money. Welle Power office is on the Baba.
No, I'm not arguing that. The person said power. We have to verify that. That's what I'm saying. We have to independently verify that.
She's the right.
Yeah. So
I'm a political person. I'm responding to political questions.
Let's leave it at that until we
have the political questions here. Welle Power is one of those persons who is misleading Ellis Cummings to Mr. Billet.
I also heard a leaked audio from somewhere around
She's one of those.
And somebody was calling.
And she claimed that she wants to be represented in the person. So is it shocking that she depends on for which she says she wants to be represented? Those are the people that including Ellis Cummings around here to Billet. She works for Billet. She's the CEO for Shumet Oil and Gas. You see that? Another person, Jake, who come from UN Drive or so. Now, those are some of the people they giving Mr. Cummings the impression that go to the process and have the number divided with CDC way after CDC 12 years, then we can make it faster now, bro. Are you kidding me? As far as Mr. Cummings is, he's to that type of thing. Are you kidding me? That's how one CDC call and say, we want to go back to Mr. Cummings. They Joshua will win. One pack up. One Jacob or one to pack up somebody. The other persons, what other persons say?
Conclude, please, quickly.
I'm not getting the concerns clearly, but let me conclude.
Yeah, finally.
Finally, to conclude, I'd like to inform the public via this medium, whether this is online as well. I equally like to inform Liberians abroad and Liberians whom international partners, international community, our colleagues opposite Lone Star Cell, that Ambassador Bouaka is fit, very well fit and ready to take charge of the campaign and subsequently be inaugurated in January.
Okay.
On that note, I'd like to appreciate you and the family of ABC for your platform extended us, as we are always available to avail ourselves here at any time when we are called upon. And I quickly to inform you
Mm.
and the public that we will continue with our various engagement on tomorrow. Again, we are going to continue reaching out to NEC's how do you call it, registration sites across the 17 electoral district.
Okay.
And it's not just in Monserrato. You can bear me witness you spoke with Bella. The former youth leader of the party, Alfonso Bella. Bella is currently in Basel.
Mm-hmm.
There are guards and police and leaders of the United Party that are dispatched in these counties that comprises of the first phase of the registration.
Okay.
The exercises are going on there. We have people dispatched there, and we are moving from centers to centers to ensure that the right thing is done. All of those irregularities that will be noticed, we will not hesitate.
Thank
to
you.
bring it to the public.
Thank you.
May God bless our standard brother ambassador, Joseph Newman Boaka, and I will inform the Liberian that in everything you do, you should always think Liberia, love Liberia, and together we can grow Liberia.
Thank you. Thank you. Is Evans Buamatuku, National Secretary General of the Opposition Youth Congress, Unity Party. You know today and don't know tomorrow. Take time how you talk, oh man. Welcome. This is Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1.
You know today, you don't know tomorrow.
This is James Coco Chia, people.
Each time deserves another rule. You know today, you don't know tomorrow. You whatever you do, always think of tomorrow. You know today, you don't know tomorrow. When you are suffering, they will laugh at you, my friend. You know today.
If you're driving this evening, take it easy.
When you are progressing,
and keep glued to ABC Radio 105.1. Don't touch it.
You don't know tomorrow. Today I'm poor.
We're just striving for peace and harmony.
Tomorrow.
We go places where others can afford to reach.
Tomorrow.
We're here to bring you or give you all the best
If you want
in one package.
tomorrow.
Good evening. My name is Theophilus. This is a lone presentation. My colleague will perhaps join me later on.
Hold on to education.
Nevertheless, I'm here to do what I'm ought to do.
School today and don't be a fool tomorrow. Humble yourself and you will be lifted up, my friend. Say, you know today, you don't know tomorrow. Today I'm renting, tomorrow I'll be in my own house. You know today, you don't know tomorrow. 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 You know today, you don't know tomorrow.
Congratulations to little Abel Kuku Kings of Airfield Sinker today. Yesterday was her birthday. Congratulations to you. It's better late than never. Your mom and dad, Mrs. Kings, are wishing you well. I'm saying to you, happy birthday or little birthday, whatever. You know today, I don't know tomorrow. James Kokochie making his contribution on the Hard Talk this evening on ABC Radio 105.1.
You know today, you don't know tomorrow.
And so very shortly, we will have our Judicial Bureau Chief here at ABC Radio, the man Stephen Roberts, joining us as we talk about the opening of all civil law courts across the country. Today was the official opening of all civil law courts across the country. We'll also be talking about the judicial system of our country, or sector of our country, if you will, on the second and final lap of the Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. Good evening. If you just joined us, my name is Theo Williams, and this is your radio.
Swear padio, the pass webo, swear can we yo, tira seneo. Don't you ain't ever got to worry, oh. My baby, you don't have to worry, oh. Honey, as long as I got the money, oh. You will always be my got to worry, oh. That you ain't ever got to worry, oh. My baby, you don't have to worry, oh. Honey, as long as I got the money, oh. You will always be my got to worry, oh. That you ain't ever got to worry, oh. That you ain't ever got to worry, oh. I ain't never got to worry, oh. That you ain't never got to worry, oh. Get do, 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 get do.
Now. James Kokochie. 90 minutes past 5 o'clock. Let's bring down the music and go over to our man Steve Roberts, ABC Radio Judicial Bureau Chief. Steve, it's a pleasure. Good to have you on this wonderful Monday evening. How are you today?
Yes, let me say good afternoon to you and good afternoon to Liberians. Our many followers across Liberia.
And how is the judiciary, the place you report from?
Yes.
Your beat?
Yeah, that's my specialized area. I've been at the judiciary for over 3 to 4 years now. So, I mean, the place okay, place cool. It's just like it's a systematic area, meaning it's a specialized reporting area as compared to other reporting bureaus. The judiciary is one of those areas where reporters have to be stationed. I mean, you spend a lot of your reportorial time there, run after cases, visit other courts in making sure that you can be on top of things, on top of happenings. I mean, it's just a little slight difference as compared to maybe other assigned areas, in the country.
Steve, in a few minutes, tell us, why did you take interest in reporting from the judiciary?
Well,
not just interest, but keen interest in reporting from the judiciary. Why?
Yeah, when I started, I was like a Remy reporter.
Somebody say you want to be a magistrate in the future.
Yes, in more cases, people make mention of Father Matthew.
Yeah, the great Father Matthew.
Yes, who report from the court and later on became a magistrate. And so there are others apart from Father Matthew at the Monrovia City Court B. The judge there, Judge Bacon, was a journalist before, and now he's a judge. He's also a magistrate. To one of those courts at the Monrovia City courts.
Right.
And so we have other judges. I mean, other judges who passed through the rank and file, like Councilor Bobby Livingston. Bobby Livingston, who served, as a liquor judge from the NEC before. Also was a journalist before coming over to becoming a counselor at law, and he's one of those counselors that people look at. And so there are lots and lots of counselors, lots and lots of judges, who attorneys at law as well, who have passed through the rank and file of becoming a journalist and before going over to other professions. And so, I mean, when I started, I started as a rooming reporter. You know, one being a rooming reporter, you don't have boundary. You live from one area to another, especially where I was reporting from the rural end. I was assigned, you know, because I serve as a senior reporter, but then at my institution. And so I was assigned at the 11th Judicial Circuit Court in Tottenham, in Birmingham.
All right.
And so the 11th Judicial Circuit Court, it was a judicial complex, you know, that consists of all of the traffic codes, the 11 judicial circuit code, magisterial codes, and all of those local courts, you know, magistrate courts, all of those local courts in the county. And so I used to cover to those areas, and I started gaining passion and knowledge, and you know, following some of those cases as to how judges go about presiding over some of those matters at the court, and the way, and you know, magistrates and the way lawyers, the defense counsel, because on that side, I mean, more often than you see the defense counsel and the county attorney presiding over matters, both for government, both for private, as compared to, except maybe one or the other, the higher judges or lawyers from here to go and preside over a particular case. But more often in the rural end, it's not as compared to here in Monrovia, where you see lots and lots of counselors at law or attorneys at law are being hired from the private sector to go and preside or run after cases, you know, for the private citizens. So I mean, I just started gaining passion when I was there corresponding for other radio stations in Monrovia. So when I came, and you know, based upon my background and the little knowledge that I had,
there was no big difference for you.
There was no big difference.
You managed to cope easily.
Yeah. So when I was sent at the Temple of Justice, where, I mean, at Bomi, I was affiliating with like 3 to 4 courts, but here over 30, 40 courts, and you know, I have to interface with, including the Supreme Court, which is the Supreme Court in the country. I mean, it was somehow difficult, but I mean, through the time, like I said, 3 to 4 years, I have to get myself adjusted and see how best I can be able to run after cases, how we can be able to follow proceedings, follow matters, and how, and you know, some of these court jargons, to get adjusted to them, and then you'll be on top of things as it relates to the way you move about, and you know, reporting from the court.
Steve Roberts is ABC Radio Judicial Bureau Chief. Steve, I just thought to ask you that because I noticed you have so much passion about reporting from the court, and so I thought to just hear from you today. I mean, on that, on a serious note, I plan to do this.
Yes, I mean, not just me. All those who report from the court will always gain passion.
And how many courts do we have over there? So I see several courts there at times.
Like, now we talk about the city code, right? Which the courts are the 4 code of instance, right? We have the Monrovia City Code A, where Judge Majara presides over, right? We have Judge Bacon Code, and we also have, so we have 3 different courts within the Monrovia City Code. Apart from that, we have the traffic code as well, you know, where Councillor Zuba, George Zuba, is also presiding over.
Zuba.
Yeah, he's also presides over. That's the traffic code that deals with traffic matters. So the Monrovia City Code, they are the 4th code of instance, but then, I mean, they have separate functions. You know, apart from that, we have the circuit codes. The circuit codes they have little greater function over the Monrovia City codes. You know, because they are magistrate codes. The Monrovia City Court are magistrate codes.
Steve, I see you becoming the next Father Matthews.
It's just a little bit of understanding where.
Yes.
So,
and I'm highly impressed about the performance.
Yeah.
Once it relates to judicial matters, I mean, you're getting there, and you will certainly get there one day.
Yeah, sure.
I see criminal code A, B, C. I mean, sometimes one out of these codes.
Yeah. They have the criminal codes. These are codes that deal with criminal matters, right? And so these are feeder codes to the Supreme Court. So many, if maybe you carry a case at the Monrovia City Court, and maybe the court doesn't have jurisdiction over that matter, it goes directly to the Supreme Court. The circuit courts. And those circuit courts now have branches across all of the counties, right? Like, for example, we have criminal code A, B, C, D.
So can we say it's an improvement in the judicial sector of our country
That's how the judicial system works.
All right.
From times immemorial, that's how it works.
So we had those courts there before in the counties?
Yes. Apart from these are just branches, right?
All right.
Have been extended. Like we have 16 judicial circuit. They are just aspect numbers, right? The 16 judicial circuit court, I'm sure, is in Cape Mount. 11 judicial circuit court is in Bombay. While the 15 judicial, the 8 judicial, that is that. It goes in sequence.
Okay.
As per the numbers, across the entire country.
I'm learning from you, Steve. Sorry about this, but I'm learning from you. Thank you so much. Let's get to what we actually invited you in studio for today. Today was the reopening of the Master of Courts, all civil law courts across the country. Quickly bring us up to speed with what happened today. How did the ceremony go?
Yes, the civil law courts are all circuit courts, right? But then because of the so much of cases that normally go to court, sometimes the judicial system